bad looks. And that's without breath. All right, folks. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to try to go through this so it's quicker instead of my ad-libbing as I've been doing for years. Thanks for buying a ticket. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. It's all about safety and the brunch and group riding. Anyone here not have at least 50 miles of fuel in their tank? Well, a good start. My business sense tells me to remind everyone you're participating at your own risk. I don't hire lawyers for anything except real estate. My goal is to lead a safe ride, an enjoyable ride. It's 40 miles of back roads. I did it at a substantially faster pace than we will do it this morning, last night before dinner. The roads look great. I saw one little pile of droppings from an Amish buggy, but other than that, the roads really look terrific. And we're going to end up at the Belhurst Castle for brunch. How many people joining us for the first time today? Wow, right. Quite a turnover. Welcome, and thank you to those that have come back. Somebody yesterday told me they were on their 8th brunch right here. Anyone got that beat?
I probably got every one.
There we go. Man whose heart and stomach is in the right place. Cheers, my friend. Anyone here not ridden in a group ride before? Feel free to be honest about this. I'll give a few instructions. Okay, this is easy. And for those of you that have ridden in a group ride, my mantra is to get out there and practice your skills. Okay, smooth throttle and almost zero brakes is what makes a perfect group ride. We ride in a staggered formation, which means one bike here, and one bike here, all the way down. And that means that your stopping range is not between you and this bike, but back here. This is where you set up your thing. It allows us to be staggered. The group is shorter, and we don't spread out. It doesn't leave an opportunity for cars or anyone else to get in between us. Who's going to ride directly behind me this year? Okay, this guy in the yellow suit here, Henry, is an MSF instructor. He's going to be your leader behind me. I'm sort of the eyes of the group. He's going to leave an extra couple of lengths, probably 3 bike lengths, between me and everybody else. So if he's on the left of the lane, then the next person's going to be on the right, and so on down the line. If he moves to the right, the next person, everybody switches. It's actually great practice. So don't say, golly, do it again. There's a reason for doing that. I'm up a little bit further because I'm the eyes. If I see something in the traffic, it allows me to slow people down a little bit more, get somebody's attention, all that stuff. And God forbid there's something panicking going on. It's just Bob panicking and not the entire group. Again, for those of you that are really good at throttle control, set an example for everybody else. Brakes are for stopping. Smooth throttle control, drop it down a gear. We all just sort of move along the road as a seamless snake. Every time somebody hits their brake pedal, for some reason somebody else hits their brake pedal, all of a sudden we have an accordion going down the road, and it gets really tiresome. Please use your turn signals every single time. It's the only way I have to communicate all the way back to the group. So as soon as you see someone's turn signal go on, put yours on, and then please cancel them as quickly as you're done with the turn. The only other way we communicate is hand signals. Obviously the person in the middle of the group, let alone the back, won't see my hand signals. So there's only a couple I use just to point out things like road hazards, reduce speed, speed up, U-turn. God help me if you see that one. And you left your bloody turn signal on. That's the most common one that you see in a group. So because you're communicating something that's not about to happen. I'm going to. At the end, I'll do it now and I'll do it again at the end. Very simple stuff. If I am pointing, and since we're doing throttle, it's almost always going to be my left hand with a finger pointing in the ground, the person in front of you the same thing. That means there's some road debris or something you need to pay attention to. It may not be on the left side of my motorcycle. So just keep in mind that you're aware of something. The other one is reduce speed, which is a palm down, palm up. And I'll probably be very aggressive about that. And if I do something like this, it means that there's too big of a gap that I see in the first few bikes. I can't predict what's way back there. I only have 4 or 5 places on this ride that I can see the whole group. But be conscious of the person behind you. Again, the idea is to stay close enough to keep people from getting into our group, but far enough apart to be safe. And that's the U-turn. Again, I don't expect I'll have to use that one. If you have driving lights, flashing lights, anything like that of any kind on your bike, please turn them off for the ride. I've got at least one car at the back of the group, so I'll know where the car is. That person will have their lights on. Mike is around here someplace. But driving lights and all that stuff make it more difficult for the lead rider to see back through the group. And when we're in close formation, it actually can be distracting for the riders ahead of you as well. So this is one of those times, if you're heading down the road in a smaller group, especially trying to get oncoming traffic's attention, if lights are good, I assure you mine will be on. Anyone have any flags in the back of their bikes? We'll go there.
Yeah, Bob, I've got a strobe light on my bike that I can't shut off. It's down near the axle.
A what?
It's a strobe light.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down near the axle?
Yeah.
Okay. I have been asked this question. Please, if you're one of the people that gets identified as this group, don't take it personally. Anyone in here have a bike with very loud pipes?
What?
Very loud pipes.
Bob? Bob, I have Remus on an LT, and it's loud for the group, I guess? Okay.
Now, we had...
A Harley.
Yes, it was a Harley last year, but we've had some pipes with some excessive loud group pipes. I only asked that they're at the back of the group because we had a couple of people that said, I won't do your ride again, and they're here today if that's going on, and I agree with them completely. I've got friends that have loud pipes, and they ride behind. Again, practice your skills. The smoother you are, the more fun we'll have. The next part is perhaps the most important thing I say today. We have a couple of intersections with traffic lights and stop signs on this route that I don't have police assistance to block traffic. And it's illegal for me to go and hire someone to be there. So we sort of roll down the road by the grace of God and the citizenry. Our timing has been such that we rarely have a problem. The goal is for all of us, and I assure you I'm doing an aggressive job up front, to communicate with any traffic that we see near those intersections as we're approaching. There are two that I will leave a bigger gap between Henry and I to go up there and make sure there's nothing I can't get attention to. And the idea is to get through those intersections as quickly as possible and as a group. Only one person makes the decision as to whether it's safe to go through, and that is all of you. Okay? This is about safe and fun and raising money and having a good breakfast and getting a great start in the day. So if for any reason you don't believe it is safe, you address it accordingly. Having said that, only 1 year in 16 years did we have a situation where we actually had to stop half the group. People have been very courteous when we've encountered them. They give us the right of way, but it's your job to make sure that you beep your horn, wave your hands, and make sure that you have total 100% eye contact and confirmation and respect and courtesy from that person before you proceed safely. It goes amazingly smooth. If we get broken up at a traffic signal or anything like that, whoever notices that, if you all of a sudden see that the bike behind you isn't coming through, begin to slow down. And the person in front of them should do the same thing. It's a typical group riding situation. Slows down a little bit. Yeah, we end up with a bit of accordion effect, but that means the person back there won't lose the group entirely. People can pick up their speed. We roll down the road smooth again. It's pretty straightforward. And again, because I only have a couple of spots I can see the whole group, I can't see where that might occur. When we arrive at Belhurst, please get parked as soon as possible. We're going to gather up toward the very front of the building. I will take you through. Carmen has been our host for many years. She'll probably escort us through. Tough that it is, we're going to go right through the place. We're going to come back to eat. We're going to gather outside. I'll do a quick group picture. For those of you that have repeated, you've seen this happen. It happens pretty darn fast. I was a professional photographer in a former life, so yes, I know how to give directions to a group this size and larger. Get you all there. And the picture that was on the posters this year was last year's picture. We'll do that again. And that picture will be available on our website as a nice, high-quality, downloadable PDF, and you'll be able to take it. Apparently, some people that joined us last year liked the posters so much they started taking them down long before I sold the last ticket. So I'm glad to give you a better one. I'm going to save the last couple of notes for when we get there, because they're just as pertinent there. So why don't we get our earplugs in, our helmets on, gloves on, and we'll head down the road.